It's pretty different. I mean, it still has the same concepts, at least in the drops and the schemes of the blitzing patterns, right? But no, I definitely have a little more freedom to move. Use a little bit more of my athletic ability, standing up instead of right there on the line.
So how was the idea?
How was it?
Who broached it? How did it happen that
Right.
we're going to put you at linebacker?
Right. So I remember I was actually sitting there. I was talking to a couple of leaders on the defense, and we're thinking just ways that we could use everybody in the defense as much as we can, so we can have the best possible chance that we can, right? And so with that being said, we were talking about it and what positions that we can fill, yada yada, and really it came down to, hey, let's talk about playing Will this year, And so once the leaders, I talked to the D staff, Av about it and everything. After a little while, a couple of weeks, we talked about it, thought about it, and boom, next thing you know, it's the rest is history.
Why does this position fit you better, and are you enjoying it?
Right. No, I'm definitely enjoying it for sure. It's actually been an awesome blessing to be in that linebacker room with the guys, right? But I feel like this position change is going to help me use most of my athletic ability to full potential. Before just being on the line. Obviously, of course, I'm pass rushing. I'm doing what we got to do, right? But this time at the linebacker, just standing there, getting to see everything, getting my reads down, moving left to right, that's what's different for me, for sure.
What's the most difficult thing about going to this position?
For sure. The most difficult thing is, just really keeping my head in the playbook, right? Because, we're calling defenses, different drops, different coverages, blitz patterns, all that, right? So it's a lot. It takes a lot of effort and time, extra time, but we're gonna get it right regardless.
So you went to the coaches with the idea first,
right?
What was their initial reaction to that?
At first they didn't really. I don't believe that they thought about it, but they were accepting of it. They said that they'd think about it, and I believe that they thought really hard about it. And it's awesome to see that they have the faith and the trust in me to come in a position and give as much impact as I possibly can to that linebacker room.
So was that Coach D that you talked to first? Or?
Yeah, so it was Coach D that I talked to first.
Was that over the summer at some point?
It was actually towards the end of spring. I want to say towards the end of spring. Yeah.
So when was your first day playing linebacker?
My first day playing linebacker I didn't start playing linebacker actually until the summer camp, where it was like our play around practices. That's when they threw me in, got to get a few reps out there, get a little feel for it.
And your thoughts after one practice were what?
Man, this is awesome. But it was my first thought, man, this is a cool position, this is something that I really want to work hard with. So.
Did you have any, did you and Tyreek Jones talk at all? I mean, he switched positions, and
right.
He's telling us that he kind of went to the coaching staff too, kind of like you.
Yeah.
Linebacker. So, did you guys? Who was first? Or did you guys have any conversations?
Yeah, we haven't talked too much about it, right? I mean, he did chat to me about it because we were talking about, all right, well, like I said before, we want to switch position or see what we can do to help the defense, as much as we can. And so after that conversation, really just went in both directions, and now, hey, look at us switching up a little bit for the best, right? For the better.
You obviously have a lot of confidence in the pass rushers, or you wouldn't have volunteered to move back and utilize your skills in another position. Talk to us about those guys. Andy said Tarlis is leading the way in sacks so far in camp. Just how are these guys going to get after the quarterback, in your opinion, this year? Who's going to be doing it?
I have faith in all the guys on the D-line. When we talking about the guys from D-end, like nose tackle, D-tackle, all the way to like the stud, those guys can get after it for sure, So with that being said, I feel like that also gave a little leeway for me to change positions, especially like you said, having George there. He has been leading, just going crazy with the pass rush, especially right now during fall camp and everything, really setting, his impact on the defense right now. So with that being said, it's looking really good, man. Really good.
How is the group welcome you? I mean, you're coming in and potentially taking playing time away from some of those guys.
Right.
Some places might not have worked out too well. Were they put the rest of the line open?
Right. So that's actually a good question, because initially when I first came in, they're super welcoming. It was the linebacker group those are a group of really good guys, and they have a really high standard for that room. The cool thing is that we all love each other so much that we're all going to bring each other up to that standard. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if you play, if you don't play, you know what I mean? It's just how the linebacker room is. So with that being said, it's been really good. They've been really good to me, helping me here, there, I'm asking questions like nonstop, right? And they're always there answering the question for me. So it's been awesome. It's been really good.
Do you think this position switch will end up giving you more or less playing time?
Honestly, I'm not really too worried about it. I'm just trying to make as much of an impact as I can on the linebacker room. Wherever I can help, whatever I can do to help the defense, that's really like our goal, right? We just want to win a championship. We want to do the best we can on the defense side, especially. So like I said, if I can help any way I can, that's the plan.
Can you give us a breakdown of what makes DJ so good, and then a breakdown what makes Brandon Hawkins so effective?
Sure. So like Brandon, he's been here for a while, right? So he has a really good understanding of the defense and everything. He's super smart. He knows exactly where to be at the right place. He can move well side to side. So that's, I feel like, his strength. DJ, he's just relentless finisher. He has a great understanding of the defense, how the schemes work, the blitz patterns, the dropping, the coverage, all that. So with that being said, and he just gets to the ball every time. So he's a relentless finisher for sure as well.
Following this position switch, how much Leighton Vander Esch tape do you pop on?
Oh man, it's funny that you say that because literally this whole fall camp, every day when I go home, like I'll get up on my phone or even on my TV, I'll throw on a Leighton Vander Esch highlight film, or like just any linebackers that I can find that are just dogs, right? Just trying to get that picture in my head of seeing what I want to do, how I want to play, So.
I know that. That's a lofty comparison for any human, but
100%.
You're a little longer. That was kind of what Leighton's strength was.
Right. Right.
Are there any similarities between his skill set and yours?
Yeah, I feel like one thing that I try to take from his game is just how he moves, because he is such a big body at linebacker position. It's really important to get your feet in the ground, have a good base underneath you, and how you move fast and slow down, all those things that have to do with this. So with that being said, I just try to take how he moves in his game and put it into mine, if that makes sense.
Where does your game need the most work? Position change. You probably didn't catch that on the jugs.
Man.
As an edge, now you have to do that at backer.
100%. It's crazy because my prep from last year to this year is completely different. It's when we talk about, like I said, different movements and everything, I'm working more on my side-to-side movements, my reaction. I have to get there fast, get to the ball, right? A lot of things, too, that I've been trying to work on. And it's been cool because the whole linebacker room is there with me when it comes to this. We just go over, the plays, the schemes, the coverages and all that stuff, and they've been really good with that. So I feel like those are the things that I've been trying to work on the most, for sure.
Did you have to change your body to be a linebacker? Do you weigh less than you did before?
No, actually, I'm way the same pretty much. I'm still actually trying to gain a little bit more weight, just get my muscle mass up a little bit more, right, just so I can sustain that for season. But no, really just been trying to keep my body healthy, been in the trainer's room every day, just rehabbing, so.
Is there an added physicality that comes with moving to weak side linebacker because you're having to, wade through more traffic, take on more
Right.
lead blockers, things like that?
I would say it's the same amount of, physicality and contact. It's just in a different way, right? Because when you're a stud, you're hitting a lineman every single play, right? Like face to face. But as a linebacker, you get to stand up and run to the ball, and that's a violent pursuit you taking, right? So you're gonna have blockers come your way, you're hitting somebody. So you're hitting somebody every play, right? But it's just in different contexts, I guess.
How much coverage did you do as an edge?
So that's the thing. As stud especially, we'll drop quite often, for sure. Remember last year, we have different packages and everything, so there's different kind of drops. But I'd say definitely a good amount of time I'd be dropping. So I have that familiarity.
Did the blue turf get you today, or?
Oh, this is from our scrimmage. It's a little turf burn. Yeah, it did get me. But it's cool. We'll bounce back. We'll bounce back.
What happened on the scrimmage on that 10-play, 75-yard drive Coach Avalos was talking about? They took it to you pretty good, that opening drive?
Right.
What did they do?
No, it just comes down to eye control and communication. You know, it's winning the pre-snap, and that's something that I really, you know, stresses about, especially in our meetings, before practices, when we chatting it up. It's just, that's where the explosives come from, you know, when we're not talking, and that's one thing that we're just really working on right now, getting right during fall camp.
Does the offense look, I don't know if better is the right word, but do they look different than last year?
You know, they're handling business. They've definitely been showing up every single day and giving us not only just a good look, but it's just the competition part of it. You know, they've been out here competing like crazy. And so with that being said, we have to step our game up too, right? So
When you're lining up 11 on 11, it seems like there's sometimes when you're out with the first team or sometimes with DJ. What's the breakdown there, and where's the depth chart sitting right now?
Right, so we don't actually have like a set depth chart right now.
Sure.
Since it's fall camp especially, and like I said, I'm just moving positions and trying to get familiar with it, right? They're just throwing me into a circumstance I believe where I'm familiar with, you know, to the level of competition, right, against the Blues. And so me and DJ, we just kind of feeding off each other, sharing those reps right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How excited are you for scrimmage number 2? And you know, Coach Avalos says, I mean, that's a big scrimmage for you guys.
Big scrimmage, man. I can't wait. You know, we were literally just sitting in the locker room talking about it, man, like how we just want to come out tomorrow, have fun, but, you know, do the best we all possibly can, right? You know, we really coming for something this year, and it started before fall camp even came upon us, right? And so with that being said, we just try and keep momentum, keep getting better.
What did you learn from scrimmage 1? I mean, Coach Avalos was saying, you know, it was a moment where you guys have to be super critical.
Right.
We'll work on things this week, so you cleaned it up by the second scrimmage. So
100%.
How was that process going for you guys?
For sure, scrimmage 1, you know, it was good. It was good to get back out there, have a little competition, you know, get back in the flow of the game vibes and everything like that. Obviously, there's some rust we got to kick off. I mean, it's the first scrimmage of fall camp, you know, but after that, we saw what we did wrong. We've been fixing all the mistakes that we've made this whole weekend, you know, just keep getting better, you know.